Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas, and today we bring back a game that was voted for by you, the community. We now will begin Series 2 of Twilight 2000. So welcome back to Twilight 2000 to subscribers, and if you're not a subscriber, please could you consider subscribing? It helps us out, increases the numbers. Lovely jubbly. And we are back to Twilight 2000. Yes, the votes were in, and I've even started recording this before the end of the vote because it was clear who was going to win. So what this session is going to be is what we'll do is we're going to do a bit of a recap of what happened in Series 1. And we'll then maybe make a few decisions over what is going to happen next. So first, let's begin at the beginning. We will recap who the team are for you. So at the moment, what our team at the moment consists of. Our original team was Robert Finn, who Staff Sergeant Finn, who is a operator from the UK Special Forces, the SAS. He was joined in the original by the grunt, young GI Jane, Jordan Moore. She is just a grunt. And then we have Doc, Julian Reed. He's a sergeant, also in the army. So Doc and Jane knew each other, and basically Staff attached himself to them. I'll go through what happened in the past, but as they were escaping, they were very soon, they came across a ambush and someone died. Actually, someone got captured by someone else. But then Jack joined the party. Jack Akumra, who I think is one of the Kickstarters. I think I picked the name because he was someone who Kickstarted Twilight 2000. He's an army mechanic, and he joined the team, so he hasn't got any uniform or anything, that I remember. So he joined the team, and more recently, in the last few sessions at the end of Series 1, they were joined by Toby Jones, who's a mechanic, an army mechanic. All of these ones are United States Army, and also Jacob Nowak, who's a Polish, from the Polish Army. He's a gunner, a machine gunner. He's a corporal. Toby Jones is a specialist, and the Jack Okonama was a private first class. So those are the people that we have at the moment. So what's that? It's two. What's that? Is that six? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 people in the party at the moment, which is quite a lot. So let's do a recap of what happened during our cut. So the season 1 started on around the 18th of April, where there was the battle, Operation Reset. There was a battle. Let me get the map out. I'll show you on the map. There was a battle at Calais. There was a battle. It went badly. Our original 3, Staff, Jane and Doc, were part of the retreat, who were instructed, you're on your own, get across the western border, and so they started to head down. I think we first joined them. Their Jeep that they were driving had run out of petrol. They went to a petrol station to attempt to get petrol. They were ambushed by some marauders who they defeated. We then had, they stumbled across, they were traveling for a few days. We had that booby-trapped car that they saw, and then they decided to bypass it. They were attacked by wolves. They've been attacked by wolves quite a few times. What happened then? Then we had some things with some hunters. Oh, there was those hunters later on. They came across a camp at one point where they had defended themselves. They were marauders. They broke in, and Jane started to display what a fantastic shot she was. Then, so this was as they were starting to come down to here. Then I think they crossed over the river at some point. Yeah, they did. So then they crossed over the river, and they started to come down to Kepno and this place here. This is where Captain Jacob. So I'm looking at Jacob Pietza. He was the captain of a company of Russian renegades that have basically taken over that town. Their team did a bit of a recon of that. So that's where they found Jack, was up on this road. There was Jack and a couple of his comrades. One died when Doc was trying to treat them. The other one survived. They also came across, whilst doing their scouting, the dog, McCoy. So McCoy is also part of the team. I forgot about that. The dog McCoy. There's going to be lots of bits cut out of this as I'm reading and trying to keep up with stuff. Basically, we then came down to Ostresov. The team then, on a scouting mission, they found out about the Mad King's enclave. Jane, Staff took a pot shot at the Mad King, damaged him but didn't actually kill him. This is the Mad King. That was on the 29th of April. Damaged him but didn't kill him. Jane then did a kamikaze run using her law, taking out the fence. Basically, they went in trying to find the Jack's comrade who had been captured, and there were some hunters I think they came across that gave them Staff questioned and then gave them the information where the Mad King's enclave was. Staff and Jane went up to recon it, and instead of doing a recon, they did a blitzkrieg, which went really badly. It was one of the first combats that things went really badly, and they had to basically do a fighting retreat to get out as quickly as possible. I think Jane got quite badly injured, or Staff got badly injured, and they were then chased, and on a retreating chase, trying to get away from the people. Relationship-wise, Staff and Doc have been at each other's throats most of the time, as they are on two ends of the spectrum as to how they should respond to things. Then we found a rumour about the vehicle which we now have, which is a Bradley, and it being around here. And also there was a rumour of two airdrop supplies. One is all the way over here, and the other one was down to the south of this place. That wasn't Estresov. That wasn't the place that we used to call Estresov, was it? Was down here. And so the team went to go and get that airdrop. There was a skirmish, and they took out some of Captain Jacob's people, including some specialists. So Captain Jacob, then we had them heading this way, where they've come across a small settlement, a small town, where they have based themselves. Now this is basically, now we're coming up to date. This is where the Bradley was nearby, this settlement, and they have come into the settlement. Now the last bit of notes that I've got, if this is a bit, do chuck in any comments in. It's very quick. I've only been going for 10 minutes. It's very quick, but anyway, that's pretty much what their series 1 was. But you can go. I would advise you watch it personally, all 20 episodes. I would say you definitely need to watch all 20 episodes. Definitely, 100% watch all 20 episodes, because watch time, isn't it? Watch all 20 episodes, come back to this point, and then we can find out, and then you can find out what happens next. So, there was a massive Barney where what was it? It was, so they've got the Bradley, and then there was a because we saw a something like that. Hold on, a BTR. It was a BTR APC. We saw a functional BTR APC come into town carrying troops. That was going into Ostresov. That was Ostresov, wasn't it? Going into Ostresov. Going into Ostresov, wasn't it? I was trying to remember what Staff's voice was. Coming into Ostresov, carrying troops, which is Captain Jacobs. Now, in the middle of Ostresov, there is a T-72 tank, which as far as we could see from scouting or stress surf, is non-functional. But Captain Jacob might try to repair it, because we're up to date. There was a running chase. We ended up here. Captain Jacob sent the BTR with some troops because we rolled that Captain Jacob and the Mad King knew each other. The Mad King sent some troops as well, a few foot soldiers. Mad King had McCoy and also a Staff sniper rifle. He'd brought them both to assault the village that Staff and the team were defending. The team used the Bradley and various stuff to defend against it. Some of Captain Jacob's troops ran away, and so they would return to Captain Jacob. Potentially some of them might. It's either that or they're on their own and they're going to have to get their own food and everything, so it might be safer just to go back. But the Mad King was killed. So we've got several things. So this leaves us with several things. At the end of Series 1, we were left with several questions hanging in the air. So basically, is McCoy still okay? Is McCoy okay? We're assuming McCoy is okay. Staff has his L96 rifle back. We could salvage parts off the BTR, so I need to do a roll for that. But there is shortages of ammo for the Bradley. I hope the T-72 does get functional in the end. We roll it and then there's some fight. I did print a T-72 tank so we can do a skirmish including a T-72 tank sometime. They do have a mortar and 2 rounds for the mortar. So they've got a mortar and 2 rounds because that was what was left. The mortar team also turned up. The Mad King had a mortar team because the Mad King had a mortar. It was part of the encounter, a mortar in the middle. I'm warming up to this now. I'm remembering it all. And Jane had previously, they were attacked by wolves in the middle of the night and Jane's leg become crippled. So Jane is crippled. And the leader, who was an older woman with greying hair of the town where they are, which I would have written down somewhere what it's called. Doesn't look like I have written down what it's called. Oh, Chebenitsa? I think I might have called it Chebenitsa. Well, it's here anyway. Chebenitsa would be here. Had said that they are constantly being attacked by marauders. They will be coming back. Basically, it's a Magnificent Seven situation. They will be coming back. Will they help defend them? So it's now the 10th of May. We've got a few things that we need to know. So first off, I was thinking, so we'll deal with Jane first. So first off with Jane. Jane's leg was damaged. She was basically using a makeshift crutch. So she can't run. So she can't do runs or sprinting. That's a definite because she's going to need some intensive surgery and physiotherapy to get her leg working again. And there is no access to that in this world, in the Twilight 2000 world. But she could get a Mad Max-esque brace that will help her, that will support her leg, lock it in place, support it, and she might be able to maneuver with a -2 for maneuverability. Otherwise, she'll be using she could get a proper crutch, and if she uses a brace to basically brace her leg. So what it is her hip's fine, but the tendons at the back of her leg were torn out by a wolf. So the bleeding was healed, but the damage is done and her leg basically doesn't bend or move properly. So if we get a brace made, then she might be able to do manoeuvring. So what I thought is we would give either Jack or Toby Jones, or maybe they'll do it together, a chance to make a brace for her leg. So tech, isn't it? That's tech. So we've got Toby Jones has a tech of C. So this would be Jack. Jack's brilliant at tech. He's got an intelligence of A and a tech of B. And we could use, so he's got the mechanic, which is repair. So we could give him a +1 for repair, which would basically give him a D12. I haven't rolled these in ages. This is the first time I've got these out to roll in ages. I'll leave them out. Though this is just a recap, we might do some rolling. So Jack is going to attempt to make so this is during the interim. So basically, this is our episode 1 of series 2. where we get the cutscenes of what happened last time, and then we'll do some bit of scenes so we know about Jane's injury, and then we're going to see Jack in a workshop attempting to fix build a brace for her leg. 2 hits. 2 hits is fine. So Jane, the word 2 hits, I haven't said 2 hits in ages. So Jane, thank you all for voting for this. I'm quite excited now. I like Crackbane's voice. I'd like to finish this off. So Jane has a leg brace. So she can't run. She's at, I think it's -2 for mobility. I haven't got the table up, but I'll check that later. But Jane has her leg sorted out. Next. Now this area is short on doctors because we had to wait several days for a doctor to come to this town, Chibanitsa, to this town and to help with the people who are sick here. And he also, I think, helped Jane, and he taught Julian Reed, Doc, general practicing, GP. So Doc then learnt the specialism, general practitioner, off that doctor who had come around, who was, I remember now, waistcoat, grey beard. It was the stereotype of the character of the era. So I'm wondering, is Doc, because of staff and the way things are going, and Doc has got, I can't save everyone, but you have to try and get home with some humanity left. Is Doc going to instead elect to stay here, basically go AWOL, not follow his instructions, stay here and work as a doctor looking after the people in this area? Basically, he's going to resign his commission. I don't know, he's not a commissioned officer, is he? He's a sergeant. Technically, it would be going absent without leave. So I think he would attempt to do it, and Staff needs his medical skills, so Staff, he's not going to be very happy with that, and he's going to attempt to get him to stay. Now, I think it's easier, like, right, I know Staff has, because Staff also, don't forget, Staff was on watch one night, heard some hunters out, went out to look at the hunters and basically did a stealth roll to stealth up to the hunters, realised that they were cannibals and that they were eating a person, and he just executed them. That's the type of person Staff is. So Staff would not be beyond the realms of possibility for Staff to basically hold Doc at gunpoint and say, you, mate, you are coming with us. You are not staying here. You are coming with us, geezer. Do you understand? You get on the Bradley. Possibly will do that. So what I might do, I need to get the voice right. So Doc has a persuasion. He could use command, but persuasion. So he's going to attempt to put forward a case to convince Staff that he should stay. He gets 1 hit. Staff is going to put forward a case. In his case, he's going to involve a firearm. So Staff has a D8 for empathy and a D6 for persuasion, but Staff is going to get aggressive, and so I'm going to give Staff a D8. No hits. So Doc puts forward a valid case for staying behind, and Doc is going to basically put forward that case for staying behind. So now I'm going to use the Oracle, because I would say that Staff may say that he stayed. But I mean, this all depends. I mean, if we then have the Marauders attack, for all we know, Doc could get killed because he's been mucking up. Mind you, and Doc has done some stupid stuff as well. He brought the people who were chasing him back to the camp instead of leading them away and trying to lose them, which Staff was annoyed about. There are various things that he has done that Staff has really annoyed Staff, so it would be potential, and Staff's main focus is getting Jane home. So we will do this. So we will do this. So black is negative. So what do we want? We want to know, will Staff let him stay? Red is a yes, black is a no. So what's that? That's a black 3, which is, that comes up as neutral on this chart. So that comes up as a neutral on the helpful or hazardous. So maybe staff will just go, all right, I don't care. I do not give a monkeys. If you want to stay, you stay. No problem. I will report you as AWOL, whatever. I'm getting Jane home. And he will basically, so we'll say that Doc is staying. Now, if Doc does stay, does anyone else have medical abilities? That's the question that I've got now. Jane does. Toby Jones has got medical abilities. Toby Jones has got a C in medical, but he doesn't have a combat medicine or anything like that. So it would mean that they would no longer have a combat medic. They're down to just basic medic. They could get the medical kit, which they might demand. The medical kit off of. So if Doc is staying, basically after this goes, you can turn around. They can go back and get him. What's next? Okay, so Doc is staying. Where's my book? What else do we have? I think basically, if I remember rightly, the staff basically told Toby and Jacob that he needs the vehicle, he needs to get them back. Jack had helped Toby get the Bradley up and going. So the Bradley is functional. Now they've got fuel and they have some ammunition for it. They're definitely coming. So we'd say so the Bradley is definitely coming. Now, the last question that we need to ask ourselves at this point is, we could do a salvage roll. All right, so we do a tech roll. So the person with the best tech is going to do a tech roll, and the number of hits is the amount of spare parts that we get. Toby already has 10 spare parts. Who's got the best tech? BC, Jack, AB. Jack's got a D12, D10 for tech. No, nothing. I can't get anything out of the BTR. So that's that done. No spares out of the BTR. I'll write that down, otherwise I'll forget. Now, lastly, we have the Marauders. So the Marauders are going to come here. Now, is staff going to allow the team, which there's a lot of them, they could defend against the Marauders, but they could take losses, defend against the Marauders, or is he going to say, look, that's it, thanks for all your everything, we're tabbing across here to go and get that supply. So we'll go to get that supply and work out what comes next. Now, the leader, we could say we've got a hunter, but we could make her more, we can make her equivalent of an officer, because officers do have persuasion. So we can make her a Polish officer, which is empathy B, persuasion D. So she's got empathy B, which is a D10, persuasion D, which is a D6. She tries to put forward a case to say, can you stay? No. That then comes down to, we might go for the oracle. So basically Doc is going to be trying to say stay, but Doc, in saying I'm not staying anymore, I'm going to stay here and look after this area, might have staff just go, I don't care, we're off, we've got to go, I've got to get Jane home. So let's see what we've got here, and then we'll know what our next session is going to involve. So this is only going to be short, this is just a recap session, just recapping on what went last time and deciding what we're going to start the series with. So do we start the series with them moving off on patrol, going towards the western border to follow their orders and follow Operation Reset, or are they going to wait and try and to either find the Marauders or defend this place for when the Marauders turn up? At the moment, we're leaning heavily towards they're going to leave. They are not going to stay, because we also know that Captain Jacob might come along, or whoever the people from the Mad King's enclave is still there. Even though the Mad King's dead, they might try and come and find out where he is. So unless we get a red 8, 9, 10, they're staying. No, they're going. Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades is very dangerous, so very much no. Staff's had enough of this. Staff's, it's like, it's all good, thank you very much. We'll do what we can. If we see any, if you tell us, or maybe staff will say, maybe staff's going to say, they'll do a patrol, so they'll keep their eye out on their way, and if they come across any of the marauders, they instead of avoiding them, they will deal with them. So he's going to say, he's going to try and make an excuse and say that they will move off, but he wants to get, like, they've travelled very far, very little distance. Oh, I don't know, but it doesn't sit well with me. I'm going to make him an empathy roll. Where's Staff? Staff is going to make an empathy roll. If Staff rolls a hit on his empathy, Staff stays because he's conscious, gets better of him. If Staff fails an empathy roll, then they're leaving. He fails, they're leaving. Okay, they leave. They refuse to defend, even though they're asking. I think because of the way they're equipped and the way they deal with themselves, I don't think the village is going to put too much pressure on them, and he's not going to sort of draw weapons and attempt to threaten them at all. I think the village will just let them go. And so where we will begin series 2, next episode, we will begin series 2 with them continuing their journey, travelling with the Bradley. I'll work out with how we're going to go cross country, because they can travel a little bit more, but they are going cross country. They're going to start heading towards the airdrop area, and they're going to begin manoeuvring their way towards the western border. And then once we hit the border, we can decide what we do next, which probably will be mid-series. We can decide, do we keep going? But who knows? I mean, they only travelled this distance here, and all sorts of chaos happened. And we'll find out how we go this way. And that's it. So just to recap, Jane's now got a leg brace, but she can just about move around, but she's not going to be able to. She won't be able to false march. She won't be able to run, and she can't sprint in combat. Doc has decided that he's going to stay and look after this area and use his medical abilities to try and feel more human. I won't destroy the character sheet because we don't know. We might have to come back if someone gets badly injured. They might need to come back. The Bradley with Toby Jones and Jacob Nowak is coming with us. We didn't manage to scavenge any spare parts. I very much doubt they will let us have food. So if we'd have defended them, they'd let us have food. So I'm going to have to work out what food we've got, and whether we got any food from. Did we get any food out of Captain Jacob's, the BTR, or the Mad King's people? Yes, we did. Okay, yes, we got some food. We got. Let's see. Let's do D12. This is how many? 1? No. 5. 5 days food for all of us. So we can go 5 days. We have 5 days worth of food and supplies, and then we're going to need to try and find some more. And we have refused the offer to defend. We've got orders. We need to get back. And look, really sorry, darling. Like, I'm really sorry, but we've got to go. We'd love to stay, honest, but we've got to go. Now, mount up, we're off. And they will then leave. And that's where we will join as the next episode is them moving off. Thank you very much. It's a bit disjointed and a bit different as we recap series 1. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. The little thing comes up. Thank you very much to our members. And we'll leave it there. A short one, short but sweet. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.